Welcome back, everybody, to Boxing Bonanza. I'm joined by Chris Glover. How do we introduce you, Chris? What's your title? Because I think you do a bit of everything, don't you?
I don't really know, to be honest. I just do a bit of everything in boxing, but yeah, I don't know. Jack of all trades, maybe. That's not a bad one. Jack of all trades in boxing, but yeah, no. I do a lot. That's it. Yeah, just matchmaker, advisor, trainer, occasionally still a fighter because I'm nuts. Yes, that's about it. Yeah.
Yeah, Jack of all trades. You can't get better than that, can you?
No, not bad, mate. You've got to earn a living somehow.
Yeah, man. So how's life over there in Miami?
Yeah, it's not bad. Like, life's good. Come home to this every day, so it's not too bad. Your life's very good. How's everything back home?
Yeah, not bad. Wales ain't quite the same as Miami, I don't think. But
you've got to knock that. You don't knock the Welsh beaches, mate. I used to spend my weekends in Anglesey as a kid. Can't beat them beaches, mate. Red Wharf Bay in Anglesey is great.
Yeah, it's beautiful, that part is. Well, I live in the valleys. I go on the mountains, not the beaches. But it's just as good.
Nah, you can't. There's some good fighters come out of them valleys, mate. Selby, Cleverly, Calzaghe obviously being the best, and a good friend of mine, Nathan. Darren Wilson. Trained Nathan, obviously, and he's a good trainer, good people. Always enjoyed meeting people from the valleys. Brett Johns as well, good fighter.
Yeah.
It's an UFC. He's from the valleys. Big Swansea fan, unfortunately.
So, what's the best part of Miami? Is it? I've been to San Francisco, I've been to Vegas and stuff, but Miami's one of my on my to-do list.
Yeah, Miami's for me. It's like I've been everywhere, like myself. I've been all over Europe, done Marbella, done all that, been to Dubai, been to Las Vegas, which is my number 2. Lived in New York for years, but Miami, just a different level. I live I live outside of the actual Brickell city centre, because if I lived there, mate, oh god, it's wild. But I couldn't live there. But it's a lot of fun. Since the pandemic, everything come to Miami. All the best fighters came to Miami. The promoters came to Miami. The managers came to Miami. So it was naturally the best move for me to do, was to come here.
Why is that? Because there's less restrictions and stuff, is it?
Yeah. New York's a mess. Like, you get, I'll say it out loud. You've got people in New York, nickel and diming people, they call it over here. But, as we'd say at home, they're stabbing each other in the back over £5. It's got that bad because there's no money in New York boxing. Like, it is starting to come back. The Garden's reopening now. Triller doing bits in the theatre. Top Rank will be doing stuff in the Garden, I believe, at the back end of the year. Don't know if we can say that, but whatever, they are. And I'm glad to see that. But before I moved here, I was running my own little business and doing all right in New York, and then the pandemic happened. People started taking advantage of each other, and then people in Florida saw the change in the industry and how it's moved to Florida. I got an offer to move here and never really looked back.
So it's kind of like a new leaf for you in Florida, really?
Absolutely, yeah. It was a fresh start, and it was the start that I needed. Honestly, the previous place I left, I was leaving anyway. No one tempted me to leave. I was leaving anyway. I was going to go back to England before I stayed there. I was done. I couldn't stand the politics and the stuff that was going on there. I couldn't stand it. And I've got a lot of friends in New York, and I've got a lot of love for a lot of people in New York. But there was just certain things that I wasn't happy about, and certain the way people were being treated in certain ways and compensated in certain ways. Couldn't be bothered being around it. It's a shit show. So I made the decision to move, and I was moving anyway. This just happened to come up by complete chance. It was just, everything just fell into place for me, and I was very lucky, and I'm doing my best. I don't stop work. I don't do anything else apart from work. Work and training, that's all I do, really. And sit by my pool.
Well, everything happens for a reason, and it's obviously doing well for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, life's good. Life's good. I'm very, very happy and very grateful for what I've got. So, yeah, that's it, really. Just moving forward now and trying to be better every day.
So, let's try and run it back and start from the beginning a bit. How does a lad from Liverpool end up in Miami, living the life with a pool behind him, living in an apartment? Where did this start?
Scousers get everywhere, mate. Scousers are known for their aunties get everywhere.
That's very true.
You know, we're known for that. I was in the gym right ages ago with Big Fury, with Tyson, and I went, all right, big man. He goes, Scousers get everywhere, don't you know? And not half. You know, I hadn't seen him probably since. Well, I'd seen him in Philly a few years before, but I remember him from when he was in Wythenshawe, Jimmy Egan. So that's how long, you know, it had been when I'd had a proper conversation with him. Was probably about nearly 8 years ago.
Yeah.
But no, like I just honestly, I'm not even gonna lie to people. I got drunk one night after a funeral and said I'd had enough. I tried to walk away from boxing, from fighting, and from the business loads of different times when I've had enough of this shit. I'm gonna go and do a real job. It lasted about 2 months, and I was at a party one night after a weigh-in. It was like a wake that turned into a party. Yeah, I don't know if you want to edit that out, but that's what happened. And it was my mate's nan passed away, and it was the funeral, and then it just went on. The party went on for like, you know, all night after it. It was, you know, you're supposed to be mourning, but it was a bit rough. Anyway, yeah.
Really.
I messaged someone saying like, "Hey, have you got any jobs going in America?" And he was coaching. You know, he was coaching football. You know, our football. And he went, yeah. He went, if you're a mate to so and so, you're a mate of mine. You want to come over? No problem. I was over there a month later, and I've been back once since. But then long term, my plan was always to build me business within boxing, whether that be, you know, booking fights, managing fighters, and fighting myself, obviously. So I ended up in New York, moved around a bit, just trying to settle, and then settled in Brooklyn, and I was settled for years, mate. And I was happy there until the pandemic, and that changed everything. You know, lost all my work. Had to rely on one person, you know, who I feel took advantage of me.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not going to badmouth them personally, but I felt business-wise I was taken advantage of. So, and then I was there for like 12 months, and it got worse and worse and worse. You know, I had no money. Mate. You know, I've got to put food on my table.
Yeah.
So eventually, I made the decision to take an offer to move down here. And honestly, this is a true story. I was going to move down here and sell second-hand cars.
Is that what you're going to do, yeah?
I was going to do that. I just wanted to leave New York that badly. I was going to move here and sell second-hand cars until last minute. Or I was going to go home and work for the company at home. I was going to go back to Liverpool.
Oh, sorry, mate. Go on.
No, that was it. So anyway, I came down here, and I got a job working with where I work now. With my boss Gary, he looked after me. Looked after me really, really well. Treated me fantastically. Couldn't you know, just took care of me and got what I deserved. So, or what I felt I deserved, and you know, I do my best every day to just become better at what I do. And that was it, really. And then I've been in Miami for now 6 months, and I couldn't be happier. So
what was your original start into the boxing business? Did you turn over fighting first, or was you in the business first?
I was in the business since I was 18 years old. I was just doing like writing. And I was never really a journalist. I don't like journalism, but I really got me started in the business when I was in Scotland. I moved to Scotland to uni when I was like 21. And I was working with one fella. I won't mention his name because he doesn't even deserve it. But the guy who taught me everything was Tommy Gilmore. Tommy Gilmore proper coached me on how to match people, how to promote events, how to manage fighters. For me, Britain's best ever is Tommy Gilmore. You know, you put him in the top 5 ever with like Mickey Duff. You know, you've got to put Frank Warren in there as well. Eddie's probably going to go in there, and Barry Hearn. You know, Frank Maloney's probably up there too. But Tommy's one of the best Britain's ever had, manager-wise. The Queen doesn't give out MBEs if you're not very good at what you do. Tommy Gilmore MBE was the best. And so I was like helping match fights. I was doing all the media and the PR because that's me trade. And the reason why I started doing PR is because before I worked with Tommy at St Andrews Sporting Club, I was working somewhere else. And I watched how badly the fighters were being treated. They were getting like £800, but had to sell 100 tickets. You know, it was like, and I'm like, that's terrible with no promotion. So I was like, hey, I'll do it myself.
Yeah.
Because I started boxing by boxing. Sorry, I've cut off.
Yes,
I'm
okay.
here. Can you see me? I am back.
Yeah.
So I started boxing by boxing. So I understood what a fighters went through. And I wanted to help them. So I did. I just took it upon myself to do it. So I did the media and PR and realised I know how to move fighters. I know how to match fighters, and then started doing that as well. And I just did that for years and years and years. I worked with Boxer. Still do work with Boxer. Do you know, in the UK, just partnered, just gone on Sky Sports.
Yeah.
Always helped out there in certain ways. We make Ben Shalom, good, great fella. That's really good for British boxing, the Boxer and Top Rank. They were the right people to take that Sky deal. So I'm delighted with that. And I lived with him in Manchester for 6 months, just setting that company up. You know, but it's obviously Ben who did most of it. Obviously, I just helped. But you know, worked with Dad, and then I came over here. So that's kind of like my story. Yeah.
So you literally
as briefly as I could do it. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. But you literally just put your mind to everything that was in front of you, and just took every opportunity that you could.
Yeah, that's it. I just made shit happen for myself, and I just try my best. And if it doesn't work out, I'm a big believer in energy and a law of attraction and stuff like that. And if you believe you can do something, you just have a go. What's the worst that can happen? You can fail.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And don't think it was easy for me. You know, like I never got no support off nobody. You know, now I get people messaging me, "Oh, you're doing great." Fuck them. You know, I'm supporting me at the start, and people will probably look at this and go, "You're an arrogant bastard." Well, that's your opinion. I don't have an opinion on them because I don't know who the fuck they are. Good for them. You know, I used to have fake accounts made of me online. Like someone made like a no context Twitter account of me, calls me shit with a job I had, and I lost a PR contract because of it. You know, for 800 quid a month that was, yeah. But and now them type of people going, "Oh yeah, he's done all right," and he seems to have done all right. Fucked a lot of them. So yeah, maybe I'm being a bit blunt, but a lot of people wrote me off and thought I was just full of shit. That's their opinion. But you know, I still get people making fake Twitter accounts about me now. I'm just a 28-year-old lad trying to do all right at his job. If it bothers people that much, they need to go and seek fucking professional help, if you ask me.
Yeah, man, I completely agree with you. What's been the hardest part to deal with? I
think honestly, like I'm sound about moving around. That's never bothered me. You know, I'm used to it. It doesn't bother me the moving. The online abuse got really bad at periods, especially when I was fighting. Before I made my pro debut, everyone was calling me a gobshite. You'll never fight. You're full of shit. You can't fight. No one can really say shit now because I've done it and they haven't. They never will. And I'm going to go and do it again in December. I'm going to fight again. And I'd like to carry on fighting just for a few more years. And I'm never professing that I'm going to be like a world champion or even a British champion. I'm just fighting because it's good for my mental health to be in the gym. But I have to motivate myself to go to the gym. I can't go to the gym just to train. Bores me. I don't like training. I hate it. But it is good for me. So, you know, I have to have a goal. And if that's having a 4-rounder against some 0-3 kid, then that's what I'm going to do.
It's mad, like people don't really understand. You know, like you said, you're doing it for your own mental health. If it don't go with their agenda, they don't understand that you're doing it for your own self, for yourself. And it's people's mentalities they amaze me every day.
It's the online generation. Though they look at, I'm just a normal. I'll do, go to the pub of a weekend, and I don't even drink in the pub. I'm not even drinking at the moment in the pub, and I'll sit in the pub with me mates and just sit there and chill with them. You know what I mean? I'm just a kid who still goes in an English bar in Miami every weekend. You know, and that's just the way I am. You know what I mean? I'm the same lad that I was when I was 15. I was out with someone last night. I met 15 years ago. I hadn't seen her in 15 years, and she went, "You've not changed." I haven't, and I'm proud of that. People change like the wind changes at home now because everyone's social media obsessed and everyone wants to outdo each other. But really, the sad little people deep down, good for them. And so what they'll do is they'll take it out on people who seem to be doing a bit because they're jealous and they think they're better than they are. You know, they think that, like, who are you? How are you doing that? Why are you in Miami? He's a little dickhead, him. What are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you doing again? So if you were that good, if you were this great of a person, because social media likes tell you that you are, then You should be doing what I'm doing, but you're not. You're in your mum's box room stealing the neighbour's fucking Wi-Fi. Go keep up the great work, boys. I'm sat here laughing my head off. Cheers.
Yeah, man, that's all it counts, isn't it? You met some great people through the business as well.
Yeah.
Paulie Malignaggi being one. He's one of my favorite people, not just as a fighter. He was a great fighter, but his breakdowns of fights and his analyzing. He's the best in the business. He's unbelievable.
Paulie Malignaggi is a great fighter. Was a great fighter. He's even a better human being. Yeah. Paulie Malignaggi is one of the most loyal, honest people I've ever met in my life. Whether you agree with him or you don't agree with him, he tells it how it is. He speaks his mind, and he's just a great human being. He's been a very good friend to me through good times and bad times. He stood by me. Great person. People that I'd say some of the hierarchy at top rank are some of the best people I've ever met in professional boxing. John Beninati, who was at PBC for years, and Mayweather, great fella. Gary Jonas, amazing human being, one of the smartest men I've ever met in my life. Some great people I've met, and I'm very lucky to have. I met even the people I train with these days. Derek Santos, what an amazing coach. Really great human being as well. There's just a lot of really, really good people I've met in boxing, and I'm very, very lucky to have. Mike Altamora, another one. Tony Tolles in Australia, all over the world. It's amazing. I'm very, very, very lucky.
Boxing is definitely a game that brings everybody together when they want to win it.
The right people, yeah, it brings the right people together. And there's other people like Mike Leonardi and Ryan Rickey. You might not have heard of them over in the UK, but you will do eventually. They're just amazing. It's amazing how lucky I've been to meet such people from all walks of life.
Is there anybody that you've met and you've just been like, fucking hell, I can't believe I'm standing next to this guy, like starstruck by any fighters or promoters or?
Do you know what? One of the funniest ones I ever met was Carl Frampton when I was a kid. And I just completely shit myself. I went up to him and I must have been about 23 or 24 at the time. And I went up to Carl and I went, all right, Carl, can I have a picture? I just want to say you're my hero. And he just looked at me and went, all right, mate, sound. And I was like, I made a complete dickhead of myself here, haven't I? He's one of the most starstruck about. I was really starstruck around him. Bellew, to this day, I'm still starstruck by Tony Bellew. Even though, I wouldn't say he's not like a close mate of mine. He keeps an eye on me. And, I've always looked up to Bellew since I started boxing. I followed Bellew all over the world, and Bellew is, I still starstruck when I'm around Bellew, when I see him, and when it's, we've exchanged the odd Instagram message and stuff back and forth, or Twitter message, and I'm still starstruck, still to this day. That was it. Yeah, that's probably about it. Joshua was never like that. Joshua was always cool. Wilder was always cool. Fury's great. No problem with any of them. But yeah, they're the ones I've been starstruck around. I was when I first met Danny Jacobs as well.
Yeah.
A little bit when I first met Danny Jacobs, yeah.
What about Lomachenko? I seen a photo of you, Lomachenko, didn't you?
Nah, he was cool. He's only little. So he was my height. So I was fucking, I felt fucking great. I'm only 5'6" on a good, 5'7" on a good day. When I've got my Air Max 110s on, yeah, I'm 5'7", but when I first met Loma, yeah, I never really starstruck around him. Yeah, that was it. Never met Mayweather, never met Pacquiao, so Hatton a little bit I was when I first met Ricky Hatton. I was a kid then. At 18 when I first met Ricky Hatton. I was a little bit, but that's about it. They were the ones who made me starstruck. But Bellew, to this day, I'm still starstruck around Tony Bellew, but he gave me the best bit of advice I ever got given in my life. When I was about 18 or 19, I was, and I bumped into him in a restaurant by where I'm from in Liverpool. And he went, lad, just be the best you can be. And it all stayed with me, that. And that's just like, you see the way society's going now. It's a mess, innit?
Yeah.
It's on its ass, innit? And I think if more people just try to be the best they can be every day, I'm no great example, but at least I've legitimately tried to do something with my life instead of sit there and complaining why I'm not where I think I should be. Just go and do it. And Bellew told me that. I always stayed with me. So
it's a great bit of advice, because it's like, be the best you can be, not be the best over there over years because we're always trying to compete with people. So to be the best that you can be every day and try and better yourself, it is a great piece of advice.
Absolutely, yeah. That's all I try to do. So, it's that it worked for me. It worked for me. So, but I've still got a long way to go. You know what I mean? So that's how I look at everything.
Yeah, man, you're gonna bet yourself now on your next professional fight to make it 2-0. Tell us a little bit about the event and everything about that.
Well, me mate, another great man I've met in boxing. He's one of the biggest, as we say, small hall promoters. They're called club show promoters over here, called Billy Blair. Runs all of boxing, really. He's the best in like the Carolinas, Tennessee, down to Georgia and stuff like that. He's the main man. Really knows areas. He always takes care of it. Me and him have a great relationship, and me and him, he's putting me back on. He's letting me have another bit of a fight, and I've sold some tickets. Sold about 50 tickets already, which for someone who's not from here, fighting a 3-hour flight away, I'm buzzing. You know what I mean? I'm buzzing. But no, it's like I said, it's a mental health thing. Just it's good for me to fight. Like I'm not taking it like my career is. I will always be the best I can be is getting in the ring and do everything I can professionally to get ready for a fight. I've dropped the party and habits that I used to have, and people know about it. People know I used to love a party when I was younger. So what? They're still doing it. At least I stopped doing it. That's what I did. I've dropped all, got off the beer, got myself in the gym. I'm 35 pounds down since May 1st, 20 to go. And I'm just going to do my head in. But when I get in the ring, I'm a different person and I'm a horrible little human being. And I can't wait to punch someone's fucking head in.
I think you've got to be that way, haven't you? It's not a game for any pussyfooting round, is it?
Yeah, you can't fuck around in professional boxing in 8-ounce gloves. I remember when I was on my pro debut and I've got 8-ounce Reyes horsehair gloves. I'm like, going like that. I was going, oh my God. Fucking hell, what am I doing? I've absolutely shit myself. Richard Comey was with me, one of the best people I've ever met in my life, Richard Comey. He stood next to me and he's warming me up on my pads and I've gone completely white. It's about 100 degrees outside in Charlotte, North Carolina, and I've completely shit myself. And I've gone, Richard, I'm having a panic attack, mate. And the cut man who I don't even remember who he was, this little Puerto Rican guy, just had put ice down my back to like revive me. And you can get seriously hurt in there, mate.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So it's all great going, oh, he's a bummer, he's shit. I only take really criticism of people that seek advice off.
Yeah.
So if I'm not going to ask you for advice, I couldn't give a fuck what you're saying. I used to get a bit upset when I was younger about it, but I'm older now. I just think it's funny.
Yeah.
If someone wants to slag me off, and they're going to take time out my day to slag me off, go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's great living in people's heads rent free.
The first time I really realised about the gloves, Liam Williams come up our gym after his fight with Mark Efron, and he had the gloves on, and I was taping his gloves, and you feel, even though you got the wraps on, it's solid. It's like being punched with a brick.
Would they 10-ounce grants? Were they grant gloves?
Oh no, they would have been 10-ounce. Yeah.
Grants, yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking it in the paradigm, yeah. No. Why Liam Williams? I wouldn't fancy that.
No,
I was gutted. I was waiting for Liam Williams for 900 quid that night. I had 20 quid accumulated and I was waiting for Liam Williams on points and he stopped him and I was fucking gutted, mate. That nearly paid for Christmas that year, so fuck grants. Nah, I'm joking. Elvis Grant's cool. Sorry, Elvis, but it cost me 900 quid that night. Couldn't he afford him in Adidas gloves? He wouldn't have stopped him then.
Which fight was that?
When he fought Mark Efron.
Oh, the Efron fight. Yeah.
Yeah, it cost me 900 quid that fight because he stopped him. But it's like getting hit by a brick with Reyes. It's like getting hit by a fist when you put the old horsehair Reyes gloves. Horrible.
They punch his gloves, isn't he?
Yeah, they are. Yeah. So, like I said, the opponents, they are what they are. I'm not gonna bullshit anyone and saying, oh yeah, I'm gonna be the next, champion of bloody wherever. I don't. It's Jason McClory told me this years ago, he was the matchmaker of Frank Warren for a long time. He went, boxing is a personal journey for every fighter, and it is. And if you want to go and make your opinion on someone else's personal journey, then, have people really got a right to? If it's negative, I don't think so. Because everyone's on a personal journey in life. So, you should just leave them to it.
Yeah, 100%, definitely. You could have give Eddie Earn a ring and got on his October show in Liverpool. That's going to be one hell of a night, that I imagine.
It'd have been a laugh, wouldn't it? Yeah, no, I don't know. You know what? I'm happy. Just like if I'm going to give this another 2 years, 3 years of my life, and I want to be done by the time I'm 31. I'm happy just fighting here. I'm happy with my life. I don't really have any intention of going home anytime soon, if I'm being honest. I just want to concentrate on my job, my career, and boxing. My job, my career will always come first.
Yeah.
Boxing's what I do in my spare time. So that's where I'm up to. And, you know, would I like to box at home one day? Absolutely. I'd love to box in somewhere like the Olympia in Liverpool. But I know my level, and I'm not going to, you know, I would never feel comfortable taking a spot on a show like a Matchroom show, which a local ticket seller from Liverpool who's on his way up needs that spot. I'd rather them have it than me have it, because they deserve it more than me.
Yeah, man, it's a really honest opinion.
They've gone on 40 ABAs and had 70 amateur fights, 80, 90 amateur fights up in on the GB squad. They need them. They need them positions, not me. I'm just a very determined fat kid from Liverpool that just won't give up.
Did you fight in the amateurs, or did you...
I did fuck all as an amateur, mate. I did very, very little as an amateur. I boxed over there. I had a few fights over there, a few fights in Scotland in the amateurs. I didn't do shit, mate. I never wanted to box amateur. I walked into higher side ABC in Liverpool, aged 16, and asked them could I turn pro. I had no idea. And then and then I went and they went throw a jab and I threw straight right hand and they just burst out laughing at me. That's how little I knew about boxing then.
Yeah.
And that was the truth. I never wanted to box amateur. I always wanted to turn pro.
I think some people do, you know, at the amateurs is a lot of, you know, you don't get really anything out of it. Not so much money-wise, but you won the whole show to go with the night, you know, you as a pro.
I was so self-conscious about other people and what they thought of me boxing, because, like, everyone used to slag me off saying he can't fight. Well, I've proven I can now, haven't I? So, yeah. Oh, it sucks to be them. But, you know, I was so self-conscious that I didn't fight amateur as much as I should have. I wish I had have now. In hindsight, I'd tell anyone, just go and have as many amateur fights as you can before you turn pro and get your experience. Go and get your experience. And I wish I had done, but I never did. And I had a few of them crank unlicensed fights as well. They were funny, them. And there's some videos of me on YouTube from like 8 or 9 years ago, and they're fucking horrendous, mate. I am absolutely dreadful. Like, one of them, I really hurt my hand like the week of the fight and took painkillers before me fight and didn't eat properly, right? And I got in there. And I'd never had an unlicensed fight in my life. I'd had a few amateur fights. So I come out to box amateur. Next minute, this fucking lunatic who's about 2 stone heavier than me is just throwing, like, swinging at me like that. And I'm like, what the fuck? And then I got caught. And, like, the first minute, and I'm nearly been knocked out in the first minute. Come back, stopped them. And it was the worst fight, like, I've ever. I cringe when I watch it back. Like, as if I'm here when that's where I came from. But it proves just go and be the best you can be. I mean, you might say it was luck. That's your opinion. I have my opinion. Other people have theirs. Good for them. It's only mine that matters, really.
Who've we got around in the gym? Like, who's around you to coach you? And
Derek Santos. I've just started with Derek Santos now in Miami, and I'm really, really enjoy being in that gym with them. It's such a nice atmosphere, and honestly, with where the last was, I haven't been in a. I stopped going to the gym because I felt so self-conscious for a long time, and I lost my confidence for a long time. So I stopped going to the gym, stopped training, and I finally got my confidence just to go back to the gym and asked Derek, do you mind to come to the gym with you? He went, yeah. And when I work in Tampa a lot, so when I'm there, I train with like Mark Foray and Asa Beard and Ray Foray. They're brilliant people. They're amazing. They're great trainers. But living in Miami, I train with Derek Santos, and Paulie's going to be coming up the gym. Chris Algieri's an old friend. Chris is another great human being. Chris is around us. Victor Belfort, he fights obviously Holyfield this weekend. He's done his camp in there. Sullivan Barrera's in there. A lot of good up and coming fighters, from Florida in there. It's a nice environment.
Ever met Holyfield?
Once, yeah. Weird. Big guy. Really quiet. And I went, all right, mate, just fist pumped him. Didn't even ask him for a picture. It was when Holyfield Real Deal Promotions was going on in New York. I met him at a Real Deal show, which Duke Michael was boxing on. And then the opponent fell out the day after, which was weird. But he was a really quirky guy. Weird's maybe the wrong word, quirky. Sorry, I'm back.
Yeah, quirky would go down better than
quirky chap. Yeah, I met Tyson and that. That's when I was starting. Met Tyson when I was like 18. I went, oh, right, Mike. And he turned up at our office apparently the other week because he's mates with Gary, my boss. It's like,
Mike Tyson.
Yeah, Mike Tyson turned up at our office the other week. I wasn't there. I was in Tampa. I was gutted. When I found out, yeah. And now he was he was quirky guy as well, but you've got to be quirky to be that successful. No one's successful in life by being normal.
No.
It's my opinion anyway.
Very true, Alice. I think I'd have a moment like you and Carl Frampton if I met Mike Tyson. Okay,
yeah.
Meltdown.
And I was just a bit weird because I'm like, what am I gonna do? It's like I didn't even know what to do. I was like, I just want to lick his face, and I just didn't really know what to do. It's like, you know, I was like that when I first met Wayne Rooney. It was the same, yeah. Like, just didn't really know what to do. Same with Bob Arum. Bob Arum walked past me years ago. He knew. I don't know if he knows who I was, but he knows me face.
Yeah.
He won't know my name, but he knows me face.
Yeah.
And I remember going to him, and he just fist bumped me and went, all right, kid, and tapped me on the back. And I just went, I fucking landed here, haven't I? I was like, what the fuck's going on? That's what I mean. Like, people think I'm big-headed at times. Some people have said that about me. I'm just generally having a laugh.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just a sarcastic twat. I just think it's really funny. It's all this boxing game's just a bit of a laugh. There's a few other people who've been like that with where I've just gone, oh, what the fuck's going on here? Like LL Cool J was one of them.
Did you meet LL? Yeah, he's the man.
Yeah, I met LL Cool J, yeah. I was met him coming out the gym one day. It's like, all right, L. Yeah, all right. It's like, yeah, it's mad, mate. It's weird and stuff like that. You know, I've always, you know, it's just, you know, Mr. Honda as well from Tekken. I went up to him and tried to bow to him in Japanese. I don't think that went down well. I thought it was being nice, but I'd had a bottle of red wine at this point and don't think it went down really well. But I was like, you're Mr. Honda. And I think he just thought I was a complete fucking space kid there. I just didn't know what to do. But yeah, there's some of the few people that I've been really starstruck by.
I think the British sense of humor is a lot different to the American sense of humor.
Oh, they don't get me over here. A lot of people think I'm a complete fucking loon. But they just don't get my sense of humor. Like, the minute I stop having a laugh in boxing is the minute I go and do something else.
Yeah.
It's a laugh to me. Like, I'm serious about it, but I have a laugh. I go to the gym and I have a laugh. And I take the piss out of myself as much as I take the piss out of anyone else.
Yeah, you got it all now.
Yeah, it's just a laugh to me.
So, taking up a lot of your time now, Chris, so I'll finish off. I'll throw some random boxing questions at you fast, all right?
Go on, mate.
Best event you've ever been to?
Lomachenko Linares.
Yeah, I bet that was brilliant. Fantastic. I went to the Loma and Campbell fight. Oh, fucking hell, what a experience that was.
That was at Madison. Mine was at Madison Square Garden. My first night in the Garden, in the big hall. Best venue on the planet, Madison Square Garden. And the two best of a generation at the time fighting each other. And I got exactly the round and the way of the stoppage. I made myself a few quid. Couldn't have been any better.
Yeah, man. Oh, and he got knocked down. That was the biggest, like pull on your heartstrings kind of moment I've ever seen. Lomachenko for me is like my favorite fighter of all time. So when he got knocked down, I felt sick. Yeah,
I know what you mean.
Was you a favorite fighter of all time?
Tony Bellew.
Yeah.
Yeah. Scouse legend, Evertonian. You know, can't really say anything. Just a great example to anyone coming up in Liverpool in professional boxing on how you should be.
Dream place to fight yourself?
Madison Square Garden or Goodison Park.
Yeah. The two, yeah. If you could meet any fighter, past or present?
I don't know. Joe Frazier.
Yeah, I love Joe.
The People's Champion was Joe Frazier. Like Ali was amazing. Ali was a legend for what he did, but Joe Frazier was the definition of the People's Champion. But I love to have met Joe Frazier.
Joe Frazier come up the hard way. He really had it hard, coming up.
Oh no, no, Johnny Tapia.
Johnny Tapia.
I would have loved the night out with Johnny Tapia back in the day.
Johnny Tapia, tattooed there.
Yeah, brilliant, amazing. I think my apart from Bellew, my favourite fighter of all time is Johnny Tapia.
Man, I fucking love him, and his story's just.
Well, my Vida Loca that HBO did was probably for me the best boxing documentary, aside from Gatti Ward. And I've met Mickey Ward. He was another one I got starstruck against. I just went up to him and went, "All right, Mickey." And he went, "Hey man, you all right?" And I was like, "Yeah. You're not my mate's dad out. Shane Erie, Jay Metcalf. You're my mate." And he went, "Who?" And I went, "Shane Erie." He went, "Man, he's a tough motherfucker." And I sat down and had a chat with Mickey Ward. I was like, another one I just wanted to lick his face. And I had a twat of a hangover because I was out with Paulie Malignaggi and Peter, his best mate, the night before. And I'd done half a bottle of Jack Daniels in. So I wasn't in great shape at that point.
He's a very humble, normal guy, Mickey Ward, isn't he?
What an amazing guy, yeah.
Few fights now. Crawford versus Spence.
Crawford.
Ali versus Mike Tyson.
Ali all day.
Joshua versus Fury.
Fury all day. Twice on a Sunday.
Yeah. Man,
yeah. If you met my grandmother's family, I couldn't say anything apart from Fury. So yeah.
And last but not least, Fowler versus Smith.
Beefy all day. Beefy's a different level. Beefy's operated at a much higher level. But Fowler under Shane McGuigan will come to fight. But I think Beefy has been operated at a much higher level, and it's a massive step up for Fowler. But I hope it's a really good fight for the city of Liverpool. I really do, and I hope the two of them are just the best on the night they can be. Yeah,
man, absolutely brilliant. So I leave it go now, and Chris, you could go and have a dip in our pool behind you and live the life.
Mate, I'm actually going out for dinner with the boxing coach of the American top team who do all the UFC stuff and that. I'm going out for a scram with them tonight, so that's my evening.
Is that something you have a look into, UFC, or at least getting involved?
Fuck that, mate. I'm bad enough at boxing. Fuck getting kicked and choked out and all. This boxing lacks hard enough. Fuck that, mate. No, but they coached all the Brazilian national amateur boxing team, so just kind of going to have a catch up, talk about boxing, and see what any decent Brazilians knocking about. Got my eye on one at the moment, so I want to bring in. So, I want to bring over. So, yeah, that's it's about that really. Can't really say much more than that.
Yeah, happy days. I'm sure we'll find out soon enough when he's over.
We got a nice little stable there. Got some great fighters. So great young fighters coming today. Mate, to win in a year and a half's time, you'll know.
Yeah, man, boxing needs it.
That's it, mate. So, thanks for asking me to come on. I really appreciate it. It's flattering because you've run a great channel and that. Love the Instagram and that. It's amazing. So, just flattered you. If you even asked me to come on, I didn't even know people knew who the fuck I was, to be honest. But, yeah.
I think we was friends on Facebook for a while, and I've always just followed the story a bit and thought, fucking hell, that's fucking he's doing well for himself. Like, and
I appreciate that. Yeah, make a funny fucking read one day, won't it?
Yeah,
make a funny read when I write a book. It'll be funny. That I've already know the title, but I can't tell you that. It's a bit rated R, so can't really tell you that. Yeah, but it'll be a laugh, put it that way. Coming from Everton, coming up with Everton, and growing up with the match with Everton, and a lot of people there are the reason I am still. When it got hard, they were the ones who, backed me. The Blue House coach at the match. They're my mates. They will always be my mates, and they were the ones who backed me. And I've got on my arm here. I've got Everton FC, EFC there, and that's that will always be, my upbringing. And without them, from going from the match to going into the boxing, coming over here, it's been a. Most people don't believe the story when I tell them of what I've been through, but It is what it is. It's up for it. If someone wants to read about it one day, it'll be a laugh.
Oh yeah, and it's not over yet. You've got plenty more to write.
Yeah, 28. I'm only 28, so yeah, the future's bright, hopefully.
Yeah, man, I look forward to keeping up to your success.
And the only other person I will always say a shout out is the best person I ever met in professional boxing. It wasn't in professional boxing, it was Bradley Welsh. And without him, when I was in Scotland, he's passed away now here. But Brad was the one who he was the one who got my head together when I needed it. And to this day, when I'm being a bit of a dick at times, I think about what would Brad say to me right now, and then I hear his voice in my head and go, even to this day, he terrifies the life out of me, and he's not here with us anymore. God bless him. So, he was the only one who kept me on the straight and narrow, and I love him to death, and I miss him. And that's that.
Awesome. Nice to end on, that is.
Yeah, always, mate. Well, loyalty is everything, and most people can't even spell it, never mind define it these days. So you've got to try and make a change for the better, even if some people don't see it that way. You've got to be the best you can be.
Yeah, man. Some loyalty don't fucking exist anymore these days.
Does it fuck, mate? People are only loyal to themselves. That's it. But it is what it is. We move on. So, keep up the great work, lad.
It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you very much, Chris. You're the man.
More than welcome, mate. Anything you'd ever want from me, you know where I am.
Top man. Thank you, Chris. I'll see you later.
God bless. Take care, mate. See you later. Bye-bye.